Good afternoon. Or as the saying goes in local government, welcome to another day of solving problems you didn't cause, with money that you don't have, for people who don't think you're doing it the right way. Who can relate? Look, I'm thrilled to celebrate with each of you the 90th anniversary of the Alabama League of Municipalities business session. Thank you, Mayor Tommy Battle and your team, especially Brenda. I hope she's with us today, but if she's not, if she is, please stand, raise your hand. Brenda has been a fabulous partner in putting this year and last year's convention together with us. Let's give her and his team a round of applause. In my time in Huntsville here, it's a shining example of how intentional planning and innovative leadership prepares a community for vibrant growth. And I predict we're witnessing just the beginning of this transformative success for North Alabama. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize our president, Mark Saliba, Vice President Sherry Sullivan, our executive committee and board of directors for their leadership and commitment to ALM and our membership. Let's give them a round of applause. And if you're in the audience, please stand if you're on our executive committee or our ALM board of directors. Awesome. Thank you. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. We heard that yesterday, didn't we, from Matt Learman. It's about creating spaces where people can find answers together. It's about choosing optimism when cynicism is so much easier. It's about remembering that every ordinance, every resolution, every decision that you make all adds up to something bigger. It adds up to trust. It adds up to community. Your work matters. Your leadership matters. Not because it's glamorous, not because it's grounded, not because it's easy, but because it's essential. You are the caretakers of your cities and towns and our neighborhoods across this state. You are the quiet heroes in a loud world. And yes, sometimes leadership means being yelled at the grocery store over a pothole. Anyone want to raise their hand to have been on that side of the conversation? However, it also means being a person who helps a town come together after a tragedy. It means being the one who makes sure the lights come back on after a storm. And it's being the one who makes people believe that we can do things better. That's real leadership. We are blessed to have the dedicated board of directors, the executive committee and officers that serve you, because they're constantly encouraging and challenging your ALM staff to be our best. The league staff comes to work each and every day ready to represent you and provide you with intentional tools, resources, and other services that our members need in the demanding of managing vibrant communities. Let's give the ALM team a round of applause for their work with the convention. I have the beauty of getting to stand up here and be before you, but they do all the work. It's wonderful, right? In 1935, municipal and state leaders recognized the need for communities to engage with policymakers at the state level to better coordinate resources. ALM has been blessed with elected municipal leaders and staff committed throughout the years of ensuring our association provides valued resources and tools for all of our Alabama communities. During that time, we have also worked on developing innovative programs and services to meet the needs of a changing world. We recently came upon a contract, and we believe it might be the first one that was signed by Ed Reed in 1941. And it was a contract with Municipal Revenue Services. And what they do is collect delinquent insurance premiums for our members. And every year since 1941, they've done that on our behalf. Throughout the 90 years of existence, we have created several programs, MRS being the first, the Municipal Workers' Compensation Fund, the Alabama Municipal Insurance Corporation, the Certified Municipal Officials Training Program, the Alabama Municipal Funding Corporation, Municipal Intercept Services, and the Economic Development Academy. We've also adopted the Alabama Communities of Excellence Program and launched the Live Locally Alabama campaign, all while continuing to focus on our core goal of being a unified voice for municipalities. Speaking of the legislative process, it just ended this session yesterday. ALM continues to invest resources in our advocacy efforts on behalf of our members. In conjunction with utilizing the talents and wisdom of Hal Bloom and his firm, we have built a dynamic team of young professionals that spend days and nights engaging with state and federal policymakers to ensure local authorities are maintained while providing state and federal resources for your communities. These efforts have become harder each election cycle as we see more and more demands from the public and special interest groups that want to limit municipal authority, want to limit your planning and zoning authority, want to limit your ability to implement business licenses and exempt taxation authority. We have met each of these challenges head on by investing in our advocacy team led by the talented Baker Allen. Baker, along with Caleb Beck and Adam Kilpatrick, as well as our legal team, Rob Johnston, Mary Elizabeth Dial, and Michael Webb, review approximately 2,000 bills during the legislative session to determine the impacts on municipal government, while also looking for opportunities to amend those initiatives to create better working circumstances for our cities. We also coordinate their work with the communications team, Lori Johns and Carl Franklin, to build narratives and campaigns to enlighten the business community and citizens about the work of municipal governments. Because folks, I learn every day when we're out speaking to leadership groups, those individuals who are the leader think groups in your community don't understand municipal government or what you do to enrich their lives on a daily basis. And that's why we came up with the Live Locally campaign. This past year, you've seen us actively promoting that campaign. Its core mission is to share all the goals and good work being done by municipal officials across Alabama. From small towns like Glen Allen and Hobson City to metropolitans like Dothan and Huntsville, we want to share the stories of building communities that attract economic investment and exemplify places where people want to live, raise their families, work, shop, and play. I think we heard the governor mention something about that earlier, didn't we? Additionally, this year, we have implemented the mandatory training guidelines for our CMO program. Our goal is to have all of our officials up to date on current municipal governance laws while providing these trainings in person across our state in participation and partnership with the Alabama Community College System online platform. This gives our members 24/7 access to the training materials at their fingertips wherever they are. Furthermore, I'm excited to share we are working with ACCS on the development of transferring these training materials into an interdisciplinary degree program that will be offered by their campuses. If this does come together, it will be the first in our nation, and we're excited about that. This mandatory training program is a product of ensuring that our new officials enter the office of mayor or council member with the tools and knowledge needed to be their best in their community. Over 90% of our municipalities will hold elections in August. Raise your hand if you plan on running for re-election. Raise your hand if you plan to not run for re-election. Let's give them all a hand. We are prepared for what could be a 35 to 40% turnover. We just see a lot of folks this election cycle choosing not to run again. Some current officials have already announced they're not seeking. We recognize them. And we also want to thank those who are running for re-election for your commitment to your communities and to your constituency to represent them another term. And by the way, I've had a lot of people ask me this week, my next term when I run, is it 4 years or 5? It's 4. We're back on a 4-year cycle. During my tenure as your executive director, we have faced an uncertainty or two. In fact, during each of our previous conventions and our Fall Municipal Leadership Institute, we have faced complications and challenges at almost every one of them. First, it was COVID. Who remembers in 2020 convention in Montgomery? Anyone go to that one? We had a one-day conference to accommodate our business session with chairs placed 6 feet apart from one another. The next year, during our MLI 2021, we withstood a hurricane coming off the coast of Alabama. Then in 2022, the convention in Mobile, who was there for that one? What did we have? A tornado that came up the river. Kayla was the first one down in the basement. We were all looking around. People were scattered on the stairwells because she had knocked them down, running down the stairs to get down there. The girl hates a tornado, hates a tornado. Yet we pressed through each challenge, and we had great participation from our members and partners at each event. So I encourage each of you to keep showing up, keep laughing, keep leading right where it matters the most. It is a great honor to represent the League of Municipalities and its members. I have called 535 Adams Avenue my home since Perry Rockmore recruited me from the Business Council of Alabama in 1996. Perry and I met when I was spearheading BCA's efforts to simplify local sales tax laws across Alabama. Remember, Alabama is unique in that we're one of 3 states that allow local governments to set and administer local sales tax rates and business licenses. So I reached out to Perry to begin the process of how do we talk through unifying, simplifying sales tax, and that turned out to be a 6-year project. 3 of it I was with BCA, and 3 of it I was with the League of Municipalities. It was a great way to see both perspectives, wasn't it? Perry was an expert negotiator, if you knew Perry, the best I've ever worked around. He would always listen intently to those recommending changes to current laws while willing to protect the core values of our municipal government. Following the State's Tax Simplification Act, we began working on the Local Government Business License Unification Act. That's a mouthful, isn't it? This took several years to massage and enact, but we did do it together. I share this history with you because many of you weren't even in elected office at that time. It is our core belief that municipal governance is left best to municipal officials. Can we repeat that together? It is our core belief that municipal governance is best left to municipal officials. The current environment of state policymakers deciding how you manage your resources and meddling in your tax authority and business license authority needs to be addressed, and I promise you we're doing our best every day to protect those authorities. However, we need continued engagement in this space. Sharing these stories, your perspectives, and your work To overcome these challenges, I encourage you to utilize Live Locally Alabama's campaign, our programs, and your staff as resources to accomplish this goal. Before we go, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize someone today for two very special honors she recently received. Kayla, would you come up, please? Is she here? Oh, look at that. You're on the big screen. Kayla was recently recognized one of Central Alabama Inc.'s 40 under 40 professionals. And if that wasn't enough, she was also one of 11 individuals that were selected by Yellowhammer News for their Who's Next list of up-and-coming leaders to move our state forward. She has certainly helped us make our organization better and truly making a difference in our state. Let's give her a round of applause. One of the things I'm so proud of, our board gave us two things. One, the opportunity to dream, to reimagine our association, to look at possibilities of where we wanted to be, what we wanted to do, how we wanted to represent you. They gave us that leeway, that trust, that responsibility. And secondly, they then put behind it the resources we needed to do it. And as any good leader will tell you, what's the first thing you need? Talent, right? No matter what the mission is, if you don't have the talent, you can't get it done. And I'm telling you, we have built the most talented team, and we're going to accomplish great things on your behalf. It just takes time sometimes. But as I close my remarks, remembering the history of Governor Gray Bibbs, state policymakers and local officials coming together to create ALM in 1935, it's fitting that we celebrate 90 years with a proclamation from Governor Kay Ivey declaring this week as Municipal Government Week in the state of Alabama.